Sometimes my computer makes me ask twice to do things. That's a bit frustrating. And, oh, there we go. We've got the recording thing up there. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure. I'm very excited. I love the panel calls because it gives us an opportunity to get the real heart and soul of people in the field. And you know, for so many people, it offers hope because you'll learn that we're all the same, that there's no rise to the top without challenges and learning and growth. And sometimes it's easy to see people who've achieved success and think, oh, well, they had it easy, or they are better than me, or they have more this or more that. And what we find when we really get down to the heart of the matter is that we're all the same and we all have challenges. And this great mission and business and company and partnership and technology is well worth our stretch to be the best we can be in being successful in partnership with Vanatech. So for those of you that are new to our great company, my name is Sharon Whiteman. The people that you saw previously were Diana Hunter and Gary Knapp. We partner to bring this call every week to Australasia and the globe. And James Hannon that you see on the bottom right of your screen right now. We've got a few James Hannons in here, so you're gonna have to watch their names. And but the bottom right is the real James Hannon. And he's a world-renowned networker. He's an excellent leader, coach. He says yes every time to support all of us on this call. And we're really grateful to have him. He's been our Associate of the Year multiple times. He's a top income earner. And James, you really walk the talk of this great profession. So thank you for gathering. And, you know, I have a passion for women in business, but definitely that isn't to exclude this really important topic. And we do want more of you guys in our company and our business. And so, James, thank you so very much for bringing this to all of us. So I was thinking that we just need to...
Sharon, before you start, hey, Stewie, you're making way too
much...
mate. Stop hitting your microphone.
Sorry. I'll hold it out.
Perfect. So we've got, I can't see Daryl yet, so maybe he's having trouble with the link. But anyway, oh, there he is. Perfect timing, Daryl. So we've got these great men, and I really wanted, you know, my ideal scene would be for us to be able to go around and hear your own individual start to this great company and how you got introduced, including, you know, was it a bit of a leap for you to make the decision and trust this great profession? So, James, I think I'll open with you, and then I'll jump in as needed.
Awesome. You know, I got started because I said no to my ex-stepfather-in-law. Right, so my ex, there's actually gotten longer there now. The ex-stepfather-in-law invited me around, said, "Oh, can I come around?" And I said, "Sure." You don't say no to the father-in-law. And he came around and popped a video, VHS video, into my video player and showed me this video. And I said, "There's no way under high heaven will I do it." Anyway, long story short, ended up going to a meeting and still said no, went to another meeting, saw Rod, who is my upline. He got me started. I'll be forever thankful to Rod. I mean, that man gave me the start I needed, you know, and he's never stopped encouraging me. If there's one thing Rod taught me was how to have fun. Like, I was a serious guy. I was a pretty serious, egocentric, arrogant sort of a young fella. Kind of got a little bit lighter in that now, but I still get a little bit strong. And, you know, he would just taught me how to have fun. We would be running around airports, going from one town or one city or one country to another to do meetings. And I learned so much. But what was happening before we got to that point is I hadn't made a decision actually to do anything. You know, I still thought that my life would be some kind of corporate life, that I'd have a franchise. I was looking at I think Subway or something back then. I thought, you know what, franchises make money, right? And that, you know, it's working, it's not too bad. And then, but then one day Rod sat me down and he said, "You know, James, what are you going to do with the rest of your life?" And I said, "I don't know." He goes, "Well, we're about to launch New Zealand and we're about to change our compensation plan. So our compensation plan used to be 8 legs to get to presidential and all of this sort of stuff. and you're only going to need 3. And so I looked at it and I went, wow, anyone could do that. Then I looked at to get to national, which is executive, and I looked at that and I went, anybody could do that. And that, in my mind, I think when I made that decision, I saw that anybody could do it. I saw that anyone could do it. I actually grabbed a hold of it and started to run. But it wasn't, for me, it was, even though I couldn't afford, I think back on it, I think the longer you stay in something, the more of the aha moments you get. And I look at what really drove me. And it wasn't, because I've been listening to a lot of Eric Worre, to the top income earners there. And I'd love to be $1 million income earner per year. Wow. I mean, that's my dream. That's my goal, right? And I listen to them and they all have the same thing in common. It's when you start to get a little bit of success, you want more. And so for me, I wanted more success in my career. The wake-up call for me was when I walked into the office. We'd had a great year. I was selling LPG gas, or LP gas, liquid propane, petroleum gas. And then I had this massive year. I added, I think, $250,000 in profit to the bottom line for the company. And it was pay rise time. And I was only earning about $38,000 or $40,000 a year back then. Had a company car and that, but I was the lowest paid manager in the company. And so the regional manager calls me in and I sit down for my pay rise or for my review, and he goes, I'm really stoked, excited with the results you've had. Congratulations. I'm giving you the biggest pay rise out of everybody. And it was $2,500 or $3,500. It still didn't bring me up to the base of what everybody else was on. And that was because I was young. I was younger, a lot younger than I am today. I was 29, I think, or something like that. And so, but then I started to get a little bit of success with Manatech. And I thought to myself, if I could get a little bit of success, maybe I could get a lot. And that's what continued to drive me. And then at the same time, I needed to contribute. I needed to give, I needed to do something else that I felt like everybody could participate on or in. And then we started the events. It was my way of contributing back to the field, was that the events that we used to put on, the 4, 5, 6, 7, 800 people in an event. You know, it was just the thing that drove me, was that need to succeed, and then that need to give back. And that you have to sit back sometimes and go, what drove me back then and what will drive me now? And both of those things still drive me today. And that's why I say yes every time you ask me. I have this need, an insatiable need to share knowledge and to share and to help other people. I want to see 6- and 7-figure income earners popping up every day for all of Manatech. I think that would be amazing.
Awesome. And James, was it a leap for you to, you know, you had a background in business, you evaluated different options. Was it a leap for you to trust in network marketing as opposed to, say, looking at the franchises? How did you get to trust and believe in this profession?
I saw some guy. I went to a meeting and this guy drew some circles up on a board, and I just believed the circles. I just believed it. I just knew that makes sense. Yes, that is possible. I would go to sleep at night seeing millions of people in my team because everyone had to believe these circles. It was just on a whiteboard. And now you can see my background. I've got my whiteboard again. That's just arrived 2 days ago. I'm going back to drawing circles. You know, Manatech have a competition running at the moment, you know, to do the most one-on-one presentations. So when I heard about it on Wednesday, I went and did 2 presentations. You know, so I'm getting back to the circles. The circles just made me believe. And then anyone that thought that it wouldn't work, I just looked at them like they were some kind of idiot. I didn't feel like I needed to validate or to validate what I was doing. Just felt like I'll find the next person, because my background was sales, and in sales, there's always another person. There's always another client. And I knew that if I looked after people, if I cared for people, and if I put my work behind my care, I'd do okay. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Thanks, James. And Hank, I'll just unmute you, because for those of you who are speaking today, I've just muted all of you while you're not speaking, and it just lessens any accidents in this audio. So Hank, welcome. And your story, how were you introduced to Manatech, and how did you make the decision to, partner with a network marketing company for your income?
Look, a little bit of sort of stepping back. We've got a business background. Our business was doing quite well, but it was still dependent on other people deciding whether they wanted to pay or not. And so we found ourselves after almost 40 years struggling. And, you find things when you start looking, excuse me. And first of all, for James Hannon, he's the reason that we're here. I saw a little ad on Facebook, and a friend of mine who I respect liked that. And so I clicked it. And then I became just a process of the system. Excuse me. So for me, it was, I was angry all the time in my traditional business. Things weren't going right. I wasn't particularly looking for something different, but I was looking for a way out. Because our traditional business wasn't giving us the dreams that we had in our heart, even from an early age. And so, there's always been a driving hunger for success for myself. But success to be able to give back. And we've never really been in a position to do that until now. And so, even though I wasn't particularly looking for Manatech, I think Manatech finds those people who are open and searching. I didn't particularly care too much about what the product was either. When James drew those circles to me, because circles made sense, the business made sense, the whole model made sense. Because as a brickie, in the construction industry, every single brick counts. So every single circle counts. And so that's why I decided, purely based on the business plan, that this was a great idea. And not unlike James, I thought the more people I talk to, the more circles get drawn. Everyone will fit into one of those circles. And that way we'll be able to impact, the world. Or at least the world that I knew at that time.
And does it, Hank, the difference as a traditional business owner, the difference between that, the ebbs and flows of cash flow in a traditional business and the potential of the leveraged income, which is part of this model that some people listening now or in the future may not fully understand. How attractive is that for you, the whole component of building to you're getting income while you sleep?
Yeah, look, as a brickie in traditional business, you start from zero every day. And so there's a point where you get to just to break even. But with network marketing and with Manatech particularly, you don't start at zero every day. You still have your ebbs and flows in business, because we're still a business regardless, and business rules apply. But it's a great feeling to go home or to fall asleep at night knowing that there's activity happening, all over the world. So it's an incredible opportunity, and it's an incredible business model. I had seen it a few times before in the past, and I thought, but you get to a point where you're ready, and I was ready, even though I didn't realise that. And so this has really impacted our life.
Oh, fantastic. So for our speakers, we'll go around once and then you'll have an opportunity to have a second go with some more information. But thank you, Hank. And I understand Graham's going to join us as well. So I'll just bring Graham in. Graham, I'll just mute you for now once you arrive, just unless you can do that yourself, one or the other. And we'll move now to Aaron. So I'll unmute you, Aaron. And so what was your journey like in choosing Manatech and making a decision to partner with James and his team?
I really didn't have any kind of choice in the matter whether to join on or not. My wife started on the True Health True Health, probably back in September last year.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of watched what she was doing with it. I decided to do the True Health system myself, and through that, my wife found a few friends that wanted to do it with her, and then this I think it was around November. She actually presented me with this check, and I went, "How did you get this check?" And she said, "It's just money. This just comes in." And I said, "What?" And she kind of explained it to me, and then probably a couple of months went past, and then she said to me, "You've got to meet James." And so James and I had a good phone call, probably only a short 5 minutes. And he asked me how much I wanted to earn, and he says, "Yep, join me." And I've never ever looked back. So probably since December last year, so it's only been 6 months. I kind of see myself stepping into a really cold pond of water, probably the way to describe it. I've just put my toes in, and James and Hank, Stuart, and all them, they've all been pushing me to go deeper, because they're getting into a pond of cold water is not easy. But what I've found is that with the network marketing model, I've done guys are into facts, and what I've found is that by doing my research in it, you can't really deny how good that this business model is. I myself have always been on wages, so relying on my boss to give me my pay increase is not a very reliable way to go. So what I found is that with this business, as Hank says, each month you just start from where you left off. You don't go backwards, and that's really, really good. So having James and the team, it just makes it so much, the training in it, it's just so good, and I would recommend it to anybody else out there.
It's such an important safety net for a family. We'll talk more about your dreams and where you'd like to go, but even at the very beginning of this business, to start building and getting to say, $400 or $500 a month into a household, that it's influential in the comfort and also the hopes and dreams, isn't it, Aaron?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Just to know that you can really change your dreams. Yeah, you can really make decision making, and then you can change them as they go. Just knowing that it's going to be there each and every month, and next month's going to be better, and the next month's going to be better. It's just good to have that net, I guess.
Absolutely. Aaron, thank you very much. I'll come back to you, and I'm going to just unmute. I don't know actually, because they're in a Stuart. So Stuart, if you could unmute yourself, you're one of the Jameses.
Yeah, can you got me?
Perfect. Look, and I can see you too. Welcome, Stuart. We've been colleagues in Mantech for a long time. So your journey to start and why you made this choice to partner with Mantech for Income.
Well, my journey is a bit different to the ones you've heard so far. I came in from a health point of view. I had a lot of health challenges growing up. I won't go fully into my story with it. But, it was basically my mum that found the products and just said to me the science just makes a lot of sense, and wanted me to start taking them. And, I flatly refused to start with, purely because I'd been down the natural road before and nothing had ever worked for me. But like all mothers, she's very good at persuading, and I ended up taking just basically to keep her quiet. And then the results I got was just nothing short of incredible. And having other people see me like that, they all started asking questions, because I didn't want anything to do with the business. I didn't want to be part of one of those things, at the start. So I wasn't looking at the business to start with at all. But just from talking to people, asking me what are you doing? You're walking properly. You're able to do things I haven't seen you be able to do for years. People started, taking products as well. And before you knew it, I had a little bit of income coming in, not too much. But I kind of hit a brick wall after a while because I wasn't in tune for the business.
Yeah.
And I guess looking for the way that I wanted to go with it. I know I was working as a tradesman to start with, and working permanent dog watch, which had a pretty big toll on my body to start with. And my partner said, there is a business to this, so why don't you have a look at that? If you want to get off dog watch, I'll go back to work after our second boy was born. And so yeah, I looked at that and chased my tail basically. I guess I wasn't fully open and to be able to sink my teeth completely into it. And I got a bit disillusioned, I guess, until I found, I did a lot of soul searching, and then I came along with James. And being able to actually plug into systems and follow the systems, I knew what this business was capable of, but I didn't know, I hadn't worked out that final piece of the puzzle. But systems was it, and I basically got into it from that, and been working with this incredible team of blokes, and yeah, it's starting to look really good. Still not where I want to be, of course. I'm liking the idea of what James is saying, and the uplines are so critically important. Thanking people for getting you to start with, to get in. But that final piece of puzzle, getting the systems in place, just makes the world a difference. With James saying that wanting to do 6 and 7 figure income earners per year, I'm all in for that, helping other people do the same, and doing a lot of personal development is key. I wasn't doing a lot to start with, and I'm really plugging into a lot of personal development now, and I'm finding that is just making a huge difference. And it's the personal growth that really lets you grow into the business and let the business do what it can do, what it's capable of doing. So I guess for recommending for people to do that is paramount. And getting to events, taking lots of notes. A lot of people go to these events and don't end up taking many notes. They're relying on their memory for it a lot of times. But a short pencil lasts a lot longer than a long memory. So taking notes is a big part of it as well. So you can always go back and follow on to them.
That's excellent, sir. You bring some really good points in there, especially that mindset and personal development. I think, we can see each other, but if we could see every participant in this webinar, everybody be nodding their head on what a critical element that is, because we got to put more good in, because all of us, no matter how skilled we are, those little doubts or negativities will seep back in. And if we don't, we had more good than the bad in there, then the good wins, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And it's a huge part of it. I mean, and you're saying those little doubts, those little voices are always there. I've always got them chirping on me, and I catch myself all the time saying, break out of that, go and listen to another podcast, read another book. And I mean, I'm not a huge reader, but I'm learning to enjoy books, which has been a big battle, a personal battle for myself. But the podcasts, I love the podcasts of all, Eric Worre, and people like that. Fraser Brooks is another one I'm getting into at the moment. Just being able to plug into those constantly. In the car, have your university in the car, which is great. While I'm mowing the lawn, I plug my ears in and listen to a couple of podcasts while I'm doing the lawn. And every opportunity I get where I can put personal development into myself, that's what I'm doing. And it's just paying dividends. It's just amazing. Well
done, Stuart. Fantastic. I'll come back to you, okay? And we're just going to go to Daryl now. So I think I'm unmuting you, Daryl, or you can. Perfect. Welcome. Nice to meet you. We can't hear you, though. We need to do a sound check. Do you want to just... No, there's no sound, Daryl. Sorry. And you're unmuted. So I'm not sure what device you're using. Looks like a desktop probably. Okay, it's a desktop. I can read lips. Look at that. There should be a connect your, on the bottom, you'll see an audio, and it'll give you an option, I think, connect your computer audio. You can select built-in headphones, switch. So make sure your computer audio is. So I might let you just play with that for a little bit, and I'll bring Graham in.
How's that?
Oh, there we go. They're just threatening Graham. Graham, just hang on.
So used to turning it off for the other ones, I've left it off. Yeah, I started in Manatech late last year, but it was probably about 3 years ago. A lady we kept visiting at Display Home, because my wife and I were looking for a display home. Yes, I can see James burst into a big smile. He knows who I'm talking about. And Gayleen would say to us as we'd be leaving the display home she kept saying, I've got something to show you guys. And for about 18 months, we'd bump into her and she'd say this thing. And then at my work, we had a restructure, which then put a lot of pressure on myself, because I enjoyed my job. And I became ill to the point that I was basically completely stressed out. I was stuck in bed. I couldn't get out. And Bronwyn bumped into Gayleen again up the street. And Gayleen said, I'd love to come and see your house, because we didn't actually build with her. So Gayleen came over, found that I was ill, and here we are. We've gone from there. I'm out of bed, I'm up, I feel like $1 million. I'm looking forward to earning $1 million. And to know that how simple it is to repair your body with the right products. Just talking to people now, I bumped into our general manager at work the other day, and he played football for a lot of years and he had a bit of a limp. And I just said to him, how you feeling? And from there, he's now signed up. So just don't be scared to talk to people. If you just see somebody, just say, hi, how you doing? Oh, you got a bit of a limp. Or, you know, if you see him a second time, just say, oh, look, do you need some help? Or with my general manager, I said, look, I can help you. And he sort of went, yeah. And then I talked to him, and yeah, they're open to suggestions. So don't be frightened to say the first thing. And once joining the business, the likes of, with James and his leadership, and Stuart and Hank and Gayleen, just the support to help you along. It's phenomenal. It's fantastic. I can't thank James enough for the effort that he puts in. And I'm so looking forward to him coming to Bendigo in a couple of weeks to give us some more help and some more guidance. And we're looking forward to getting a big crowd to push this forward. So certainly don't be afraid to, if you see somebody, just say hello and how you're feeling, and amazed what you can do.
Yeah. One of our favorite sayings on this training every week is that there's people out there praying for what we have, you know, both with your health and wellness, and also, you know, to have that opportunity to, you know, have that, again, I'm going to use the word safety net, but what if every household had a safety net when something was destabilized in the workplace and it wasn't pushing people into, you know, hopes and fears and a hopeless situation. So well done, Daryl. Great choice, and welcome to Manatech.
Thank you.
And Graham.
You don't get the chance to hear about the gospel in this life. You get the second, in the afterlife, you get the second chance to hear it.
Hey, Graham, are you there?
It's your choice to whether to accept it or whether not to accept it. So for
Graham, I'm not sure if you can hear us. We do appreciate often on Saturday mornings, there's lots happening in households. So we can hear you talking, but I'm just going to bring you back on and see if you can hear us.
I get people asking me, well, why did Mormons have
That's
polygamy?
not him. Don't worry about it.
Okay, no worries.
That's not our call.
So he's on 2 calls at once.
It looks like it.
All right, no worries. So we'll get Graham another time. I've also known Graham for a long, long time, and it's great to see him back in action in our great Manatech community. So I want to go around again, and you know, I think Stuart and Daryl and Hank have already alluded to some of the things. You know, if this makes sense to you, second round, why should it be Manatech, and what your tips are for being successful? You know, and no matter where you are starting the journey, like Aaron and Daryl, or having been a veteran for a while. So James, I might leave you to last, and you can wrap it up. So we'll go to Hank. So, you know, why should Manatech, if someone's looking for that stabilization of their income, or that hopes for their health, or we've covered, you know, additional income into the household. There's so many solutions that we can offer to people. Why should they choose Manatech? And what, if they do, and when they do, what do you recommend to be successful in their goals?
Look, you know, I see Manatech as three things. First of all, let me just step sideways for a minute. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for James. I wouldn't have even looked in the first place, except for James, yeah? So, you know, I'm forever going to be indebted to this guy. And so that is the premise of why we build a business. Security is important. Longevity is important. And, you know, just I'm finding it really hard to express the difference that this has made to my life. And we were in a position where we made millions. We turned over millions, but we didn't keep any of it. Now we get to keep, you know. And so the work that you do now, excuse me, even if you're a little bit, you know, just starting off and only making a few $100s a month, that few $100s a month is the foundation of something that can be absolutely incredible. So why would you look at Manatech? Best product under the sun. And we've done our research. The company, the corporate structure, 25 years of history as a startup. So, you know, do your homework and really, really have a look at what you've got in your hand, because this is absolutely incredible. I can't express it any other way. It's made that big a difference to our lives. Mm. We were in a big business, a good business, but this is so much better. This is so much better.
And for people that make that decision, what's your top tip that's helped you keep going when there might have been roadblocks or doubts?
Look, it's all about the dreamer, and I alluded to this before. We were in a place where my dreams weren't coming true. But looking from the outside and looking in, we looked like we had it all. You know, good company. But it's about why you're in business. Why are you in business? You know, and it can be as simple as being able to afford the electricity bill or the car payment or whatever the case is. For us, our dreams are big. They're huge. And yes, you know, I want to be one of those $1 million a year earners. It's about the dream. And any business, you're going to struggle. Any job, you're going to struggle. Life is struggle. But keep your eye on the prize, because the prize is the key. And you can overcome any adversity. So, yeah. So your dream is the key. You know, why are you here? And remember first love. The first reason why you got into the business in the first place was because it was going to offer you something that you don't have now.
Absolutely, Hanky. Thank you so much. And we'll move to Aaron. So specifically, why people should choose Manatech, and what you'd, I know you're early on in the journey, but even that first decision is a really big one for many of us. It was for me. So what would you have to share with us, Aaron?
Why Manatech is very simple. The product's simple as that. Knowing that there's no one else in the world can make the products that we have is number one. So you know that no one's going to chip into your actual business for one. So you know you got safe. It's safe there. knowing that the products work, I know that using the actual True Health system, knowing what the other ones out there are, we've tried them before, and they just didn't work. So we know that the products work. So that's really number one. And it's just, I think the systems, the training, all that within the business is really well. I've had a look at the actual comp plan, which is really good. I've looked at the other businesses out there with theirs, and you just can't seem to get anywhere with these ones. I know that the current comp plan has only been out for, I think, 18 months or so, but it's really simple. You can make the ranks. The income goes up every single month. And it's just knowing that there's so many people out there that actually need it. The world, there's just so many people out there. So that's why. And knowing like what Hank was saying, you just look at those small bills or something that you want to pay, and then you just move up, and you know that each month when that bill's paid, then you can start to save, and then you can look forward to doing stuff. I'm looking forward to going on a overseas holiday soon. I don't know where, I don't know why, but but going
yourself
back
on that plane.
Yeah, I don't really care where where I go, but with this, I can actually dream it. I can actually think about going somewhere. But before, it was just getting by, and that's not what life's meant to be like. We are all destined for something bigger, something great, something big, Yeah.
Oh, excellent, Aaron. I'm going to see you on that plane.
Definitely.
Well done. Thank you. And Daryl.
For me, it's been why I should into Manatech. One, as Aaron said, that the products do speak for themselves. They are marvellous. I haven't even bothered to look to do any comparisons. It just went to the Adelaide conference, and that was a fantastic eye-opener, just to meet so many people that were just ordinary, everyday people. So to me, it's become Plan B. My intention is to have my wife stop working. I am going to continue in my job at the moment, but for Ron to stop working and for us to have a Plan B, because the company I work for is privately owned. In my 36 years of working there, we've been sold to the Americans, currently being owned by the Chinese, and anything's possible. And the last restructure that made me crook was certainly that. So for me, it's Plan B, that if something does go wrong, we certainly know that we've got something that will continue and has continued, as the 25 years have shown that. And another reason to get in is that the support that the guys above and that are on here now have given. Any question, any uncertainty, you just need to make a call. Stuart, I was feeling down last week, had an off day. Stuart must have known, sent me a text. How am I going? It's just great. And you can then have these sorts of things and you get straight back on track. And you know that it's worth doing because it's Plan B, and you see other people getting results. And that's a real good feeling.
That's an excellent point, Daryl, because when the job situation is destabilized, you need to look for income. And anything you're going to look for, you're going to be on a learning curve anyway. Some greater than others. You're going to have new things to learn. I know I go on about this a bit. My family's all into oil. My dad, his brother, my whole family, my brother, my nieces, my nephews, and they're in Canada. And they're completely, I guess, destabilized, frightened, because the oil industry is the writing's on the wall, and they're hanging on for skin, just by the skin of their teeth, basically. And I really think that we have this option where we can help people go, well, gee, we can hang on and fight or see the writings on the wall, and I can go out and retrain in something. And we've got just such a great solution for that. So I'm really glad to see that you've got another hope besides stressful, destabilized workplace, Daryl, and welcome to Manatech. So we'll move to Stuart now, and I think he's one of the James Hannons, and I'll guess I've unmuted you, I think. Here we are.
Yep, back on.
James
I've
Hannon, number
changed
3.
suburbs since we were talking. I've just parked the car again. So.
Well, that's another benefit of this business, isn't it? You know, you can fit it in.
I'm actually down.
Life.
I'm down in the Blue Mountains. My partner's running the 100 UTA today, so we've been up since 5 this morning, getting organised for that. She's in the middle of it. I'm just about to grab a bit of breakfast before I head off to the next checkpoint to restock her MPAC Plus and Ambrose Life and Manor Bears and everything else into a pack as she comes in at the 46k mark. So I've just moved suburbs, so I'm a little bit closer to that checkpoint. So the question was why Manatech and why are we? That's right, isn't it? Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so basically, as the other guys alluded, James is one thing, but the leadership, your upline, the whole lot, the products are second to none. I mean, when you're out there talking to people, there's 3 people you're going to talk to. There's people that are worried about their health. There's people that are worried about their finances, and there's people that have time poor. We have the vehicle in our hands to help all of those people, and not just help them in a small way, life-changing ways. People getting their health back. People, I mean, who do you know that couldn't do with an extra, few hundred to a couple of $1,000s extra per month on top of what they're currently earning? I mean, if they tell you no, they're not just lying to you, but they're lying to themselves, really. So everyone's in that same boat. And then, I mean, there are other people out there that are, if you go up the social scale, there's people that are earning 6-7 figure incomes now, but they don't have time to do anything with it. Their family life is next to nothing because they're always at work. They're always doing something else. But this vehicle that we have, and with what Manatech can give us, it's life-changing for those guys as well. It gives them their life back. Now, they can still enjoy it. I mean, it's going to take them a little while to build it up to that level, but it's giving them a plan B. It's giving them an escape route to follow their dreams, to chase their dreams. And it's the same as everything. If we can get people to tap into their dreams, it just makes it so much easier. It makes it, and just break it down into bite sizes, so it's not such a huge step for them. I remember listening to an audio during the week, and it was saying how they used a Ferrari as an example. To go out and buy a Ferrari is like $200,000-$300,000, but the trouble is people focus on the cost of it. They don't focus on the dream. Oh, I'm going to own a Ferrari. And then I'm going to own that Ferrari. And by jumping into that dream, tackling that dream head on, I'm going to own that Ferrari, you end up seeing it, and your vision, your dreams break into reality. It becomes reality. And before you know it, you're doing things that are helping you get to that final goal. It's just amazing what you can do when you do tap into those dreams. And everyone has them. It's just a matter of digging deep enough to find them. I mean, people have lost the art of it. So that's one thing I love doing, is being able to help people start dreaming again, which is really cool, and to watch those dreams come to reality. I think we're a 25-year-old company. The comp plan got rejigged last year, and is now probably the benchmark in the industry. So you could almost say that we're a 25-year-old company as a startup, with 25-year-old track record, which is pretty special. And we're not one of these fly-by-nighters. The science is there. We're a research development company. It's a no-brainer, it really is. I'm
going to generalize here. So for anybody, this isn't true in all cases, but men sometimes carry the extra load of the breadwinner of the household. And, you know, we've heard stories here of when that mission or that responsibility is destabilized, it's very stressful, and that impacts health. And I think in our society, whether we're men or women, that point that you're making, that, you know, they don't have vehicles for hope, do they? And it's so important what we have. So important.
Yep.
So, Stuart, thank you so very much. We'll move back to James now. The real James Hannon.
I'm going to sign off completely, so I've got to go chase things.
Thanks for fitting us in,
much.
Stuart. It's really important to have had you here. Thank you.
Thank you.
And James.
So, there we go. I love how how it comes up, says unmute yourself. The thing for this is the people. You know, what's got me to where I am, what's kept me here is the connections, it's the people. When you look into the eyes of someone you've just helped and their life has changed, you don't want to go anywhere. When you get to talk to the CEO and there's no bull, there's no bluster, there's no anything except for the truth. I can work with the truth. You know what I mean? I can work with all of that. I can trust these people. That's a big deal, you know, to be able to sit down with the likes of Chris Simon, the person who runs our region, and, you know, and to see the heart that they have for us. But then more so, when you start running, when you start building this thing, the products, we have to have that belief, that feeling of, and I know for most men it's this, and I know it's the same for women. You've got to be able to believe in something. Sometimes for us fellas, it's not necessarily the product we have to believe in, it's the people we have to believe in. You know, it's like, can I trust these people? And there has to come a time where you trust someone. There has to come a time when you trust something, because it's a pretty bad life if you go around always skeptical and always not able to trust someone or something. And that's what I found here. I can trust. I can trust that we'll overcome. I can trust that the products, I can trust the compensation plan. I've been here for 20 years. Far out. It's a long time, Sharon. Far out. And I haven't missed a payment. I haven't missed one check. It's always been in my bank account every single month at the exact time it's supposed to be there. It's the people. I love the people, and the people created the product. The product didn't come from nowhere. It's the people. The people created the product, and then the field created the energy. You know, that's what it is. If people are looking for something, you're looking for something you can get involved with, something you can do, something you can sink your teeth into and know that your future is going to be secure. It's this, because you can trust it. You can trust your people. The thing you need to trust then is yourself. Trusting yourself that, okay, I've got what it takes. Yeah, you're going to stuff up. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have days where you just don't want to get out of bed, and you're going to do everything else besides build your business, right? There's going to be plenty of those days. But just trust yourself that there'll be a day where you wake up and you go, not this day. Not this day. And then the next day you'll wake up, not this day. You know, and meaning that this will be the day that I'm not allowing this day to be wasted. I'm not allowing this time to be wasted. I'm not going to go and do the things that won't get me to where I want to go. So it's not this day. And I love what they say in, I think it's Alcoholics Anonymous, was, you know, you can last 24 more hours. You can last one more day. And in building a business, it's a little bit like that. You know, it's not easy. It's not easy to succeed. And I think that anyone tells you that it is easy is a liar. It's not. It's a battle, and we battle for those things, but it's worth it to be able to travel the world with these guys. I can't wait. I'm you know, Sharon, we've been to a few places together. I mean, to be able to travel the world and to see what happens when a man takes his love on a journey overseas or a trip is pretty special. To see what a man can do when he does that. When a man is able to come in and the bills are paid, or the car is paid for, or a gift. Here's a gift for you, my love. You know, whoever that love is, okay, here's a gift for you. And that's been paid for because of the freedom they've had from this business. It's pretty hard to beat. You know, I remember when some of my team, when they reached a success and then they went and got themselves a brand new BMW, or they took their wife on an all expenses paid 5-star luxury cruise, you know, and bought Louis Vuitton bags and stayed in 5-star hotels and diamonds and all of that stuff. And all that's important, but it's not about being able to do that. It's about where they've come from and where they are now. And that security of future and the joy that you can see in a partner's heart when you've been able to remove that concern of security, that concern of a financial future. It's a big deal.
And James, you know, can't underestimate the power of having that security and that hope in someone's life, and the overcoming that happens, and the who we become out of our intentions to become more, to be successful in this business. Now, we've covered quite a lot on why Manatech. Leave us with what our next 5. You know, we're a solid 25-year-old startup company. What's our next 25 like, James?
We are not just a solid startup company. We are a multi-billion-dollar company. You know, you guys, this is the thing to understand, is that there is a fire within this company, inside the heart of every leader, to see something grand and something great. And you know, I love the Australian coat of arms. It's a kangaroo and it's an emu. And the thing around a kangaroo and an emu is we don't retreat, we don't go back. And that's what I see for this company. It doesn't retreat, it doesn't go back. The line's been drawn and it moves forward. The wishy-washy, the weak-kneed, the all that sort of stuff isn't part of what we do. There's a stillness in the gaze, but a love in the heart that this will be done. And this is the place to be. It is a multi-billion-dollar company. It is a company that's transformed lives around the world. It is a company that's nourishing millions and millions and millions of children with a bunch of people that are passionate, purposeful, and full of love for the future, and they have a hope. And when they look at other people, they're contributing back into other people's lives. They've given up on their own idiosyncrasies and smallness and are thinking big, because that's what's going to change the world. That's where we are. And there's going to be a lot more products. You know, even though we have Ambrotose, I know there's another, you know, we look at the other products that are coming through that aren't even glyconutrient based. There are other products that Manatech will bring out that will even put us further in front of being a technological company that is going to transform and is transforming the world. Not going to, we already are. So you don't just see Ambrotose. If people are caught up in just Ambrotose, you're missing what else is happening. Like we've already got Prime 7, Premier 7, the new Catalyst, Gin Max, all of these products that we're seeing around the world, and things that will be happening here in Australia, Australasia. So, you know, this is the world game. This is the game changer right now, right here. And the line's been drawn. And these men, and I know everyone else that's on this call, those that listen to this call afterwards, join me. You know, join these men, join Sharon, join Diana and Gary and the rest of the leadership, and say, this is it. You know, what built this business is heart. What will drive it forward is heart, and a passion and a vision for the future. This is going to be so much fun to do. But allow your eyes to be set like flint. Okay, set forward, not backward, not to the side. You must look forward, and you must say, today is the day. And also say, not today, not today. I'm not going backwards today. I'm going forward today.
Thank you, James. I couldn't have said it better. We've got a fantastic company. We've got incredibly experienced and leadership who are in such integrity and such care for all of us to be successful. So if you're new to our company, big warm welcome. if you're taking a look at us, get back to the person who invited you to take a look at this and get started right away. There's no downside. You'll only get better and you'll only receive more in your life. And, you know, we haven't really covered the social entrepreneur aspect of what we offer, but we're a mission that needs to be way bigger than we are right now. So join us and help us create that happen. So thanks everyone. Next week, we're having a wellness focused. Might get a couple of these guys on with their stories on a wellness focused with Diana Hunter, which is exceptional call. So thank you everybody for being here, and we'll see you next week.
Bye guys.
Bye.